Hello, my dear friends. It's Yuri Tsvetkov, and today I want to make the video, the golf analysis, golf swing analysis video of most currently the best player all over the golf, all over the world. It's Rory McIlroy, and you see that his swing is amazing, and the most important part of his swing, I will stay the link for the video with analysis of the statistics of the Rory McIlroy. And exactly this year, he had, at the beginning of the year, he had excellent performance because you know that he was very good not only for the traditional for him parts of the game, such as the tee shots and the approaches to the green, but he was also perfect and much more better than previous years in such components as scrambling. But in the case of the golf swing, the most important parts of the game, the golf swing is influencing mostly just for the efficiency of the tee shots and the second strokes, the approaches to the green and the second stroke on the par 5 holes. And this connection to Rory swing is certainly amazingly useful. From another side, and now that, in my opinion, his swing is described by the two his skills, which maybe not so oftenly we will find among the other players. What I'm talking about, mostly his distance is relative with high efficiency of his swing, but this high efficiency is relative with the huge golf swing speed. As you know, the Rory may finish his swing even before the other people's players are finishing his backswings only. And this connection, it seems that for the most of us, it is quite difficult to use the Rory golf model for training of the amateur golfers. His golf swing model is amazing for the young people, for the young players with the huge future, but it's quite difficult to use it for training of the usual peoples. Maybe it's much more difficult to do than to use the golf swings models, even of the such players as the Cameron Champ, who are very close to the Rory in the distance, and it seems that his swing model is also very close to the Rory McIlroy golf swing. Okay, now I will try to explain my opinion about the Rory swing. And first point, which is very useful, for, most swings are, you know, that it's not so different. But Rory swing is maybe a little bit different just in some points, but those points are so highly influential for his golf swing speed that, you know, that it's highly rarely repeatable. So it's a rare Rory, and this connection he is so rare, his speed is so quick that it's simply impossible to make a copy of that. It's also relative, in my opinion, with those points that, so I will stay exactly on this position, which is mostly difficult to repeat, to use in your golf swing. So Rory have started to play from 2 years old as a Tiger Woods, and you know that in this age the children have so many synapses, so many you know that viewing neurons which are involved in development of their moving skills, that they have so huge advantage against those one who have started to play even at 8 or maybe later, that it's quite difficult to use his nature. For them, this golf swing is becoming not something which they will study, but they were raised with their golf swings, and this connection, they have amazing golf swings which in many cases related with the individuality. So in the Tiger Woods and in his first that experience when he was young, the golf swing was much more complicated and much more difficult than currently, and seems that Rory is much more stable with his golf swing, but he also have this situation that it is also his huge advantage that he didn't try to change his golf swing model, but he always playing the same golf swing. Tiger Woods have tried to improve his golf swing many times, but currently we see that maybe his golf swing is not so efficient as it was 20 years ago. So yeah, 20 years approximately, and even more than 20 years ago. So currently I will start to analyze step for step the Rory golf swing. So at first we see that it's nothing different with other players. And this position a little bit later, interesting. As for me, it's quite interesting to see for the position of the golf shaft, the shaft of the club, when the left arm is parallel to the ground. We see that here it's close to the parallel to the ground, and the angle is not so small. I mean that the Cameron champ have approximately 90% degree in this position. Some of the players, for example, the Tommy Fleetwood, who have quite a volatile golf swing, so when he's playing very well, his swing is not the same as when he's playing not so good, but his angle even less than the size of the angle will be more than the Rory have. In this connection, it's nothing that's so highly interesting and unusual in this position for the Rory McIlroy. It's his angle is more than 90%. So it's only the what we can take from this position. And later his backswing is also not so highly different from the other players. And I think that most interesting parts are starting exactly in this position, and they will be relative, as you know, with his with the moves of his hips, mostly his legs and hips. You see that most importantly, that in my opinion, not so many amateur players can make the same move which Rory is making in this stance. In the end of the backswing and the beginning of the downswing, because in this position Rory is starting moving his hips not only the forward, little bit forward, the left hip, but also down. And I think that if you will try to make the stroke, that you need to, that your brain may be not so highly flexible. You have not so many neurons which are involved in your move and exactly in the move on your hips to start this move this way. I mean that if you, the amateur player, you can make a little bit more, the different stance that Rory have. So you can, just a second, here we can see you can be in this position not as Rory is doing it, just in the beginning of the downswing, but you can achieve this position a little bit early. For example, I am very, that I have not so many right muscles, and this connection, for me, it's quite difficult to have a good distance. For the other case, it's not so bad because I'm not so impulsive, and that for many players who have a very good speed. Sometimes they have a problem with the putting because they're a little bit impulsive, or even with the other short game, in chipping, for example. But Rory is unique in this connection because he is very quickly player, but and have a lot of red muscles, but he's not so highly impulsive, and in this connection he can play the putting also on the very high level. So I think that it's quite simple but highly important when you are trying to make the swing like Rory McIlroy. You can achieve his efficiency if you will start to make the move by the hips a little bit early than he is doing it. It's just most important, that most important difference with him. All other components, in my opinion, are maybe not so highly different. Maybe all